Hello, Sid Roth here. Welcome to my world, where it's naturally supernatural. My guest found himself in the library of heaven. And he saw books on every subject you can imagine. Books on science and medicine. Things like cancer cures that haven't even occurred yet. And then he saw one book that was called John 22. There are only 21 books in the Gospel of John. 22 had to do about the next greatest revival the world has ever seen. I want you to get some insight. He gets radically saved. This was the Jesus movement. He was a druggie, gets radically saved, runs back to the army barracks, and what happened, Brian?
I was so excited. We found a room in the barracks. We all got in there together, probably 50 men.
This is about love. This is about acceptance. This is about...
And 10 people that very day went from LSD to GOD. I went from, like in one day's time, I went from being just really a very messed up, disturbed person to becoming hard. I broke over 500 people in our tribal village, and I went to every hut, started early in the morning, and I asked them to forgive me.
I am so sorry.
I repented. And they had never experienced this before, and I had never seen anything like this before in the mid-'80s. And there they were, trembling on the ground, shaking like a leaf in the wind. And they were weeping and they were crying. And they were experiencing the power of God.
He then hears an audible voice. It was God. And what did God say? He then went out because he felt he was reminded he had to buy some milk. So you go to the store, what happens?
About a 10, 12-foot radius around me, any person that I passed fell over. They just fell over right out. And I thought, that's interesting. How could so many people have a heart attack at one time? And I really didn't know what it was. And halfway back to the dairy counter, the guy with the green vest looks down the aisle and sees what's happening, bodies out on the floor. And he started to panic. I realized he is clinging to me.
The children, when you went back to the church, what happened to them?
Well, you heard the scream. It felt like a kiss from heaven.
We'll be right back.